lands a good left hand and a nice right hook up top. Obviously, the thought process of how to win rounds, that changes as well.
Absolutely. Scoring is completely different going from the amateurs to the pros. It's not just the touch, the points. It's really landing the cleaner, more effective strikes. That's the biggest difference going from the amateurs to the pros. Amateurs, it's more focus on the touch, the volume. Pros, it's the single significant punches.
Man, you got to like what you see from Brownell here already. Some venom behind those shots as he digs downstairs to the body. You can see the size differential starting to play a factor here as well, Raul.
Yeah, Brownell so far is just keeping everything at the end of her shots, controlling the range at long distance, and she's doing well right there. It's a good first round for her.
Final 20 seconds here of round one. First professional round of Sarai Brownell. Good.
Seconds.
And that right hook is landing up top. They are working very well in concert, those two shots thus far. Very early return.
Slide.
21 number.
Oops.
The body here.
For Sarai.
Round two underway. Excellent start for Brownell against the 7-3 Ashley Felix. And obviously taking on an opponent like Felix in her pro debut, probably indicative of how quickly she would like to move in the pros as well.
Yeah, it's showing us that she might be on a fast track, especially with women boxing. You know, sometimes there's not enough opponents, so you got to take risks. As she is right now, even in her pro debut, Corey.
Brownell managed by David McWater and split team management. And if you've been around the boxing business, you know the type of roster that McWater has built over the years. Names like Teofimo Lopez, chief among them, and generally regarded as one of the best talent scouts, especially when it comes to the U.S. national amateur system. As his new charge, Brownell lands another left hand over the top. And Raul McWater's kind of one of those managers, maybe like the Dubas back in the day. When you see a fighter on that roster, you can expect big things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've seen that man sit in undercard fights. I mean, the tournaments that started the 5-day tournaments where he's there watching the talent, and you see why he picked Brownell as a fighter, and you see the talent that she's got.
Overwhelming Felix right now. It just seems to be running out of real estate in short order with 30 seconds remaining here in round two. And Brownell, Sean, to go back to that earlier point, definitely doesn't look reluctant to sit down on her shots.
She's definitely letting her rear hand go, coming forward to the mid-range continually from southpaw. As you see Ashley Felix sitting on her back foot, she has landed counters, but to her
Seconds.
Felix continues to look for that overhand right that scored in the opening 10 seconds of this bout, but it's just slightly out of range.
Slide.
And you heard very explicit instructions from Brownell's corner. They're telling her, hey, squeeze her, Raul. Basically all-out pressure at this point. They feel like Felix is ready to go.
Yeah, well, Saray's landed some good power shots. She's closing the distance. She's listening into her corner. There you see being more aggressive and landed big shots. She's really hurting Felix now.
Big left hands raining in here from Brownell, and that right hook continues to accompany them.
This is really intelligent stalking pressure continually to the mid-range from Sarai Brownell.
She's so comfortable in there. You see her hands are down in her waist. She's making her miss, making her pay. Very sharp. Fast jab, nice 1-2s. I mean, she's a complete package. I mean, she's you could see the amateur background coming into the pros. And this is only her first pro fight. A lot of pressure too behind her, and she's doing a great job so far, Corey.
Ashley Felix with that reach and range disadvantage obviously has to get to the inside, Raul. She has not made this a pocket fight. She's been stuck on her back foot.
Yeah, I agree. The Saray's not letting her come in. She's throwing a solid jab, a nice 1-2 down the middle. She's trying at times, but Saray stops her from coming in.
Yeah, to that point, Sean, you kind of have two choices when you have this kind of size disadvantage. You can do what Felix has mostly done, which is hang out on the outside, try and land those big bombs, or you have to sell out and get to the inside, and neither have been an available option for her here tonight.
Corey, to your point, plan A for Ashley Felix has largely been stay on the outside, try to time the counters off the back foot. Perhaps it's time to 10-second clock goes, final seconds, round 3 to look to plan B for Ashley Felix.
Side.
WBC. Fourth and final round of the professional debut of Sarai Brown L as she takes on Ashley Felix here tonight. Brown L, her boxing journey began when she was 10 years old, as we mentioned, training for the first time, and she unloads with left hands. Brown L wouldn't have even been in the sport if she hadn't found a pair of boxing gloves in her uncle's gym in upstate New York, completely by happenstance. And look what those gloves can do now, Raul.
Putting them to work.
We were talking at the end of round number 3, a possible plan B for Ashley Felix, work to the inside. Early stages, round 4, she's trying to turn up the temperature, trying to get to the inside, and you see the slickness in the pocket.
Right hand over the top there from Felix, and I think she's aided in that effort, Sean, by the fact that Brown L, she's hungry for a knockout here. She's also closing the distance, and Felix kind of has no choice.
Brown L has continually been landing big. A moment ago, Ashley Felix to the inside. Referee Massimo Montanini telling both fighters watch your head on the inside.
And it seems like in this last round, Felix is taking more risks. And she's landed some shots, but it's given openness too for Saray Brown L. She's landed some shots too, going back and forth actually.
There from Brown L, maybe the two hardest body shots of the fight so far, and there she goes right back down along the belt line. Ravaging the body of Felix here in the fourth round. 20 seconds remaining in the round, and again, that scoop uppercut to the body from Sarai Brown L.
10 seconds.
Double left hand over top. An offensive display from Sarai Brown L. As we wrap up her first professional
Side.
was in there with women who are genuine contenders.
Seconds.
Left hand over top. An offensive display from Sarai Brown L. As we wrap up.
Oh.
Felix here
What
tonight.
a final round going such a squad front side.
When she was 10 years old, as we mentioned, training for the first time, and she unloads with left hands. Brown L wouldn't have even been in the sport if she hadn't found a pair of boxing gloves in her uncle's gym in upstate New York, completely by happenstance. And look what those gloves can do now, Raul.
Putting them to work.
We were talking at the end of round number 3, a possible plan B for Ashley Felix, work to the inside. Early stages round 4, she's trying to turn up the temperature, trying to get to the inside, and you see the slickness in the pocket.
Right hand over the top there from Felix, and I think she's aided in that effort, Sean, by the fact that Brownell, she's hungry for a knockout here. She's also closing the distance, and Felix kind of has no choice.
Brownell has continually been landing big. A moment ago, Ashley Felix to the inside. Referee Massimo Montanini telling both fighters, watch your head on the inside.
It seems like in this last round, Felix is taking more risks, and she's landed some shots, but it's given openness too for Saray Brownell. You know, she's landing some shots too, going back and forth actually.
Hardest body shots of the fight so far, and there she goes right back down along the belt line, ravaging the body of Felix here in the fourth round. 20 seconds remaining in the round, and again, that scoop uppercut to the body from Saray Brownell.
10 seconds.
Double left hand over top. An offensive display from Saray Brownell as we wrap up her first professional fight.
Judges scorecard time.
All right, Sean, how do you have this one scored? I suspect this wasn't too complex to score, but I'll ask nonetheless.
40-36, 4 rounds to none for Saray Brownell. Again, we talk about moving from the amateurs where you're really focused on the touch, the volume, not so much on the impact. In professional boxing judging in the modern era, you're not counting punches as a judge. You're looking at who is throwing and landing cleaner, more effective punches to legal targets. Absolutely, Saray Brownell. Ashley Felix had her best round in round number 4. She turned up the pressure. She tried to make it an inside fight. That was negated, though, by Saray Brownell, controlling outside mid-range rounds 1, 2, and 3, and controlling in the pocket in round 4.
Yeah, an extremely impressive performance. And remember, Felix is someone who not that long ago was in there with women who are genuine contenders. Again, Guadalupe Medina, Brooke Cyprian, these are people in the world rankings that Felix was in there hanging with, and Brownell made it look easy here tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a really good test of, you know, being her first professional fight. There's nothing else you could ask for. This is the way she did it. Look at those body shots with landing with the left hand to the body and over the top. There she makes her miss, and she goes down to the body again. The last round, she really landed some good body shots that was affecting Felix. She took it very well. She's tough. She's rugged, and you can tell why she's been the distance with a lot of named fighters, according.
All right, we are ready to make this one official as we send it back up to Big Mo.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. All 3 judges see the contest 40-36, declaring your winner by unanimous decision. And now undefeated, Saray!
Yes!
Welcome to the pros, Saray Brownell.